May you find happiness and peace, and may your home stand the test of time.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary. Today I'll be reacting to another video from Kirk. Today's video is titled Kirk talks about border control and housing. So without further ado, let's get started.
To have anywhere between 10 to 15,000 people coming across the border is an invasion. I don't care what your politics are. You could be here, you could be on the super far left. It doesn't matter. It's unsustainable. And this is not a racial thing, but the bad guys actually look at it as a racial thing. Now, in a very perverse way, they might end up being wrong, but it's still wrong what they're doing because they think, and it's not my belief system of this, but just look at what the Castro brothers have said repeatedly. They said that as Texas becomes more Hispanic and less white, they thought that Texas would become more left-wing. Well, it's not that simple, actually, because it turns out the Hispanic community is not a monolith, and that there's a lot of Hispanic conservatives out there that don't believe that men can give birth, and they want a secure border, and they want police, and they want a rule of law. So it's not that simple. But what it does do, outside of the politics, is it does destabilize a country. And that's the bigger point, is that you cannot have an unregulated flow of millions of people. We're not doing background checks. We're not doing DNA testing. We have no idea where they're from. And act or even believe that somehow a stable country can continue. And for those of you that either came to this country legally or your parents did, what is happening on the southern border is an insult to all of you that waited in line. It is an insult for all of you that had to go through the proper protocol and process. That basically what it is why'd you follow the law? And what they're saying basically is you don't have to follow the law anymore. And I've been patient, and I actually have seen more and more fight out of your governor recently. I wish it would have happened earlier. And I want to see that next step taken, and I think his administration is getting closer and closer to that, which is it is now time for Texas to start to deport the foreigners that have come here to this state and return them to their country of origin. It is time to now do that. And largely because the federal government has left us no choice, and it is a very simple moral question. If the federal government is tasked with the safety and the well-being and the administration of the rule of law, and they have year over year told you they are not going to do that, Texas, which was once its own country, which can therefore declare an invasion clause easier than any other state in the nation, does not just have a right, but a duty to take this into its own hands and to fix this problem. And I think Greg Abbott, to his credit, has been feeling the pressure and has been doing some stuff. I mean, you got the barriers, you got the razor wire, you got balloons on the, whatever those big things are in the big objects in the Rio Grande Valley. That's fine. You got the National Guard. It's hard for me to paint this picture. If you haven't seen the video, I encourage you to look at it, where Texas National Guard really steamrolled by hundreds of people last week as if, like, no, this is our country. We're just going to come right in. And, some people say, well, the Texas National Guard should have resisted. But the Texas National Guard, in an ideal, should have resisted. But think about it. They would have gotten probably arrested by the federal government for, violent confrontation of migrants. And that's another important point, which is there are some people that are coming that can fit the quote-unquote migrant mold. But a vast majority of these people are military age, fighting age males that are 20, 21, and 22 years old from 120 different countries. We know that thousands of people have been intercepted on the southern border from the terror watch list, and we have no idea where they're going on the interior of the United States. And I hate to say, but this feels awfully intentional. It feels as if that they want this to happen. Now, why? We can have a robust discussion about it, but I don't get from the current ruling regime that they love the country like you do, that they love the country the way that those of you that serve this nation do. In fact, I feel as if they want to turn it into something different, that they want to try to overwhelm the system. Before some of you yell up and say, you're a conspiracy theorist, well, you guys should study an academic paper that is called the Cloward-Piven Strategy. It was written in the 1970s by two academics, Cloward and Piven. They were communists, self-described Marxists and communists. And they said, hey, the way that we, communists, are going to take over America is 3 steps, 3 very basic things. We need to try to make sure America borrows so much money that the currency is worthless and the national debt becomes unsustainable. We need to try to build an administrative state or a deep state bureaucracy that swallows the private sector and have D.C. be the most important part of the country and uncontrolled mass migration into America to destabilize the fabric. Now, we wouldn't know any one of those three things, of course. We are borrowing $1 trillion every 100 days in this country. For those of you that want to own a home, for those of you that want to have a future, it is literally getting stolen from you by these unelected bureaucrats in Washington, D.C. Again, this is not a political statement. In 2020, when there was a different president, the average income to be able to afford a home in this country was $59,000 a year, according to Zillow.com.
Wow.
It is now $106,000 a year to be able to comfortably own a home in this country. Now, it might be less here in Lubbock, Texas. I don't know. I mean, but I bet property has gone up everywhere. I bet it's gone up here too. And but it's probably a little bit easier here. But your incomes are probably not as high as they are in Dallas. So it all kind of evens out. And by the way, that's what they want. They don't want you to own homes. They want you to be permanent renters for the rest of your life because you're easier to control.
I think I get what he's saying when he said they want you to be permanent renter for, for life, because that is what government is about. So long as you keep on asking for them, you keep on relying on them. When you have your own thing, you have your own say. They can't, hold you back. You feel like you can take your decision and stand by it. But when you're renting, they can control the amount of money you're being paid. They can control how you speak because you don't want to lose a job. So I think that is something that Charlie has been pushing for a very long time. Let's close this border. Let's prevent this border jumper from passing our border. Let's secure our country. And I think that is what Donald Trump was doing, before he left the office. When Donald Trump was there was no war. There was zero crime rates in America. This border jumping was not heard of. Everywhere was just he brought America back to his glory. When everyone was afraid of America. And I think now it's not that anymore. Now we're experiencing war. The Ukraine and Russia, the Israel and Palestine. It's just there. And I feel like we need a leader that can put America back where it belongs, because that is it. I know when Donald Trump speak, he speak fear. Everyone is just afraid because of they know what he can do. But I think we need such a leader back in America. And back to politics. Politics is a very dirty game, and it's a game whereby people they just want everyone to be in confusion or everyone to be in chaos. When everyone is in chaos, no one is looking at what they are doing. Well, not maybe outside Africa, but in Africa, that is how they play their game. They sometimes bring chaos, so that everyone will rely on them to fix the chaos. And they'll know that, yes, our politicians are working, or they will decide to deprive giving you what you deserve, what you are paying your tax for. They won't give you good road, they won't give you good healthcare, they won't give you good, good accommodation. They will just, make you beg for what you deserve. And it's really, really painful in Africa because we pay the tax, you don't give us good lights. You don't even give us lights, especially in my country, Nigeria. We don't get lights, we don't get good road, we don't get good health care. So when our politicians fall sick, they travel outside Africa for their health care. But when we fall sick, we are being forced to go to our health care that don't have infrastructures. And when it's another 4 years to vote, they end up buying talk, destroying ballot box, doing so many things to retain power. So if you love the power so much, why don't you do what the people want? Anyway, I don't want, this border jumping is almost everywhere, especially in developed countries. When your country is developed, when your country is doing well, your currency has value, a whole lot of people will want to enter your country. That's when they want to jump border, they want to do everything to enter your country, they want to get your visa, they don't care the amount of money you're charging. They will just want to come there because they believe when they are there, their life will be better. Anyway, I don't blame them. I blame this poor country or this underdeveloped country or this developing country for not investing in the right things, for not doing well for their citizens. Because if my country is performing well, my country is doing the best they can, and the citizens are happy, you won't see us in the US or in other continents, trying to jump border just to enter your country, because we know we are doing well for ourselves. It's because Americans are doing well. That's why they don't leave their country. They finish school, they want to work in their country, they want to work in their hometown. Sometimes they just want to go to maybe a develop, let's say a country or a state that is not really developed. Just get a land, just stay there, do your farming, and enjoy your life. But when your country is not developed, the hardship is so much, you want to run away. You're looking for every opportunity to flee, to go to a country whereby you can do something good for your children, give them a good life. Anyway, I'm not in any way encouraging any border jumper. If you want to enter any country, enter the legal way and have your peace of mind, because if you jump border, you will keep on running till you are being deported. And I think when you are a border jumper, you find it difficult to get a permanent stay. So you keep on looking for a way to do this menial job instead of you to do something that you can easily get a permanent residence. No, you keep on running till you are tired of running. Anyway, like I said before, this is a beautiful one. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If it is your first time visiting the channel, click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching and remain blessed.